All right, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm going to say afternoon, but it's after 6 o'clock. All right. Oh shit, what is that? Oh, my own show playing back. Oops, my bad, my bad, my bad. But y'all know first thing first. Let me know y'all can hear me, and let me know if you can see me as well. Let me know you can hear me, and let me know you can see me, and we can get right into it. All right. Uh, what up, Antoinette? Long time. How you been, my friend? All right. All right. Yeah, so let me know y'all can see me. Let me know y'all can hear me. Then we can get right into this. Okay. And while I'm doing that, well, make sure y'all can hear me first. All right, cool. You can't hear me. Ravenhard, what's going on? Kathy 117, Antoinette, Wendy, what's going on? LaKendra, Nell Gigi, what's going on? Lakeisha, Bag Lady Bullies, what's going on? Barbara, Roller Mile, Opal, how you doing? Nicole, hey dear, how you doing? We missed you the last couple of streams. Lakeisha said, "Good evening, Chris. This is hard to listen to." You know what, Lakeisha, I agree with you. This story, I think it's touching a lot of people because of the magnitude of it and how young this girl is and what she's doing. And then after the information that you finding out about it, I think it's probably hard for a lot of people to, I don't know if I should say comprehend, but it's kind of a trigger thing, to hear that youngins are doing this stuff on social media, you know. And then on top of that, again, what I found out yesterday when I first touched this story that this young lady had lost her dad. So she's dealing with a lot of stuff, and I get that. And I'm not giving her a pass for what she's doing because at 11 years old, I'm sure you understand that a man is too old for you. When a man is too old for you. And then we heard yesterday that uh she got two slits on her wrist. And for those you who heard yesterday, when I read that, I kind of paused for me like, whoa, she got two scars on her wrist. And I was like, is she having suicidal thoughts or what? And when I went to Facebook, I saw some comments, people saying the same thing. I mean, is this baby suicidal? They was concerned about that too. Well, a lot of people on Facebook was concerned about this story in general. And a lot of people saying this story was suspect. And that's the reason why I went live yesterday, asked y'all thoughts, because how I read how the story is being put out there, some just weren't right. You know, some just weren't right. And at first I say, is grandma allowing her to do this? And then somebody came in the comment section and said yesterday, could it be that she getting pimped out? And Lord and behold, when I went to Facebook earlier today, other people was making the same comment. They said this sound like this girl may be getting pimped out. And I say it's amazing how everybody having the same thoughts and everybody thinking that this story is kind of suspect by the way it's put out there, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, you know. But we have found out the truth, and y'all know at the end, I had to apologize to the grandma because I probably was kind of hard on the grandma, but then I had to apologize because it sounds like grandma is doing her best. She is doing her best, but this girl got a lot of emotional issues that she dealing with, and I get it because she must really love her dad, and her dad must was around the whole time in her life, and now her dad is gone. That's taking a big toll on her, and I guess I can understand that, but still I don't condone it, but I can understand it, and I don't encourage it. I don't encourage it at all. But then I saw somebody in the chat say yesterday that they think the dad was involved in some stuff. That's probably why he lost his life. I don't know. There's nothing much being said about the dad. I don't know. All right. Now, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. How I found out about this update, somebody on Twitter by the name of Avita. I sent her the link. I don't know if she's listening in the bushes. All right. But Avita, thank you, because she saw my tweet yesterday. And I saw it late. And she responded, said, please take this down because the person has been arrested. I did my research. I didn't hear nothing about nobody being arrested. So I told her, you give me the source and the link. I'll be happy to do a follow-up. I'm a man of my word. She provided the source, and I'm up here doing an update. But now, Avita said this to me not too long ago. She said, since the man has been charged with a sex crime in connection with her, please don't continue to use her name. Now, this is why I disagree with her right there, because I told her, what would be the difference if I use her name or not now? Because this baby's name is all over social media now. It's all over social media. It's everywhere. Even other people who has covered this story. So me stop using her name now, what difference would it make? Because everybody else is going to talk about it, going to say the same thing. Imani Stevens. If it's not going to be in their title, it's going to be somewhere in the program. All right. Now I can understand if this story was fresh, her name was never put out there. I can understand you saying that. But by her name already been put out here and it's all over the place, it's too late now to talk about stop using her name. It's too late. Okay? It's too late. So, and then honestly, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong using her name. You know, this what they put out there. She was the center of Amber Alert. She did what she did. Okay, so it's too late to try to tell people not stop using her name. We way beyond that now. What we need to be focusing on now is how did this happen, and finally somebody got arrested. And what grandma is going to do now to take better measurements that this don't happen again. But I get what she's saying, though. I get it. But my thing is, it's too late for that now. You can't tell people don't use her name now when it's all over the place. You can't tell them to do that now. All right? So, but again, I want to give you credit because of you. I got this update. Thank you. So anyway, guys, we talked about this yesterday. We have a young lady who was 11 years old, and the meat and potatoes, there was an Amber Alert. An Amber Alert they were sent out saying that she was missing. All right. 2 guys got pulled in this that had nothing to do with it. Thank you, D. That's what I'm saying. Her name is already put out there. So there's no need you telling me stop using her name. If you're going to say that, then you need to go to all the news outlet, go to Facebook, go to Instagram, whoever talking about this baby, everybody on YouTube. Go in their comment section and say the same thing. Don't use her name. Her name is already put out there. It's been put out there. Okay? So even if I don't put her name in my comments or in my title or whatnot, everybody's still going to know who I'm talking about. So again, that's why I asked her, what difference does it make? It doesn't make any difference. But then I can understand if I even talking derogatory about the girl. I can understand you saying that then, but I'm not even talking derogatory about the girl. You know, I actually think she needs help. And she needs it quick, fast, in a hurry. She needs it. So she may be listening, and she got the link, so she go back and listen, because I don't want her to think I'm talking shit about her. I don't want her to think I'm talking shit behind her back. I don't want her to feel like that I'm dissing her or nothing. I'm telling this so she can hear it. It's too late for you to tell me or anybody else stop using her name, because her name has been plastered out there. It's already out there. All right? Right, listen, Dottie, you might well tell the whole world not to talk about it, not to put her name in it. You might well tell the whole world that, but again, it's too late for all that. But let's get right into it though. 2 men got pulled up in this that had nothing to do with it, whose lives could have got fucked up because of this. All right, but it didn't. Okay. Again, what we found out yesterday was not only this recent time this girl got away. It happened earlier this month as well. Now, luckily for the grandmother, she was able to track this baby down by her cellular phone. She was able to track it down. And that's how she found her. That's how she found her. Thank God she found her. But this second time, I guess by the grace of God and the LE down there, they found her this time. All right? And just like a couple of y'all said in the chat room yesterday, this could have ended worse. That girl could have got sold off into trafficking. And I'm so happy that she didn't. God, I am happy that she didn't, that they found her. All right. So 2 people came up and got cleared. And there was a third person, because I told y'all yesterday, it got to be a third person. Well, it's obviously a third person that has been involved, and they saying this is the right person. But unfortunately, I couldn't find no picture of the guy. They ain't put no picture of the guy up yet. And I'm shocked by it because if he did that and what y'all charging him with, why is his picture not up here? All right. So I'm finna let y'all hear this, but I'm trying to wait till this ad get through playing. And I'm gonna let y'all hear this. And again, as always, share y'all thoughts about what y'all gonna hear. And let's get right into it.
Back against questions of why two men who had nothing to do with a child abduction were the focus of an Amber Alert on Friday. The police department says the focus should instead be on how officers were able to locate the correct suspect and the missing girl just hours later.
I agree with that. I want the. Oh, damn, I'm sorry. Her picture's still up there. Shit. Hold on, let me get that out the way. All right. Yeah, I want to know that too. How did they find her? How did they track her down?
ABC 13's Maya Shea is live at the Harris County Jail where the person who police say is the correct suspect is being held, Maya.
That's right. That suspect is in the Harris County Jail right now. And I should say I talked on the phone with the Missouri City Police Chief, who told me that he wants the focus to be on the fact that the officers were able to locate the 11-year-old girl. As for why they put two individuals who had nothing to do with this crime out on Amber Alerts, he said it was actually the girl's family who pointed that way to police.
I want y'all to hear that right there. They saying how these two guys got involved, and they said the family pointed their way to these two guys right here. Now, again, how the hell did that happen? I had no idea how these two men got implicated, but now we know how they did. According to this lady right here, her family was the one that put these two guys out there, you know. That right there, I was just dumbfounded when I heard that, and I just got a big old question mark on my head, like, what made y'all think it was them two? You know, what evidence would y'all would have to make y'all think it was them two? And these two men got pulled up in this shit, you know? But anyway, let's continue.
This is a mugshot of Jose Paniagua, the 27-year-old charged with aggravated sexual assault of a child. Investigators found Paniagua and the 11-year-old here at a home on Avenue B on Friday afternoon. But it's what happened Friday morning.
What the hell? Y'all see that shit? And this is why I'm saying I'm glad that they found her. Because if you want to analyze that house on the outside looking in, that do look like a traffic house. He could have brought that girl there, had her there for a couple of days, and had other people come in trying to get that girl. I am so thankful that they found this girl. I am so thankful that they found this girl. Because usually when you see houses like that, it's some shit going on. You see youngers up in there. That is awful. Wow.
Avenue B on Friday afternoon. But it's what happened Friday morning that's got people confused. Initially, the 11-year-old's grandmother reported her missing and pleaded for her return.
I want her home. I want her to know that we love her. We're not mad at her. We understand her pain. We understand what's going on.
Missouri City Police then put out an Amber Alert with a photo of a girl and of a man named Daniel Diaz. The man's mother told me they were shocked when they saw his photo in the news. A while later, police put out a new flyer with the new Daniel Diaz. That man also had nothing to do with the case, but he did live next door to the suspect. Missouri City Police then put out a surveillance video of the truck, which neighbors say actually does belong to Paniagua's mother. Eventually, Houston Police and FBI were able to help Missouri City Police find the 11-year-old and arrest Paniagua. Reached on the phone today, the Missouri City Police Chief told me they should have just called the men persons of interest instead of suspects. But he says he's focused on the positive outcome, that the 11-year-old was found. As for the two pictures that were sent out, at least one of the Daniel Diaz's is now talking to a lawyer.
Wow. So one of the men stayed next door to this dude. That's crazy right there. That's wild right there. Oh, damn. That's wild right there. One of them dudes that they thought they did is stay next door to this dude. Wow. Then he stayed with his mama. A grown ass man, 27 years old. Grown ass man. Bringing young girls, 11 years old, to his mama house. Or maybe that's his house. He's just using his mama's car. Grown ass man, 20 some years old, going to get an 11-year-old. I said, this is why I want y'all to understand. This is why I say with this story, I'm more disappointed than upset. But then I'm a little upset now after hearing all this. I'm more disappointed than upset. One of the main things that get me with this story that's bothering the hell out of me is this young lady's actions almost got two people caught up that they had nothing to do with it. Her actions almost got two people caught up, but they had nothing to do with it. And I want her to understand this, and I hope her grandma make her understand this. Baby girl, when you do stuff like this, you need to understand the people who you might get caught up in this crossfire that's going to get hurt because of stuff that you have done. Not only when you're 11, but as you get grown, you need to think about the stuff that you do and how it will affect others who had nothing to do with it, but they get caught up in the crossfire. Now, one of the men finna go get a lawyer. I don't know what he finna try to do, whatever the case may have been, or whatever he's trying to do, or whatever the case may be. I don't know what he's trying to do. All right. But apparently he felt the need to lawyer you up, and whatever's going to come, the outcome on that is going to be the outcome. It is. So in a sense, I guess I don't blame him unless they still coming after him. I don't know. But I can imagine being one of them and being accused of something like this that I ain't had shit to do with. As a matter of fact, none of us like to be accused of shit that we ain't had nothing to do with. These two men pictures, they just try to blur it out then. I don't know why, because y'all already put their pictures out there. Not saying she did, but their pictures already been put out there, so I don't know why y'all blurring it out now. Them two men picture been put out on Google. That's how I was able to get it. Their picture was put on Google and right beside her. And I can imagine how they feel being accused of this. I can imagine how they feel being accused. And then to show how much a piece of crap this dude is right here, you know one of them boys stay next door to you. So if we on YouTube and social media and Instagram and Facebook, if we seeing your neighbor or whoever he is to you, you see his picture being plastered on social media saying he's one of the one that did it, and you supposed to be a friend or a neighbor of his, and you sitting there letting this man take the fall for that. You was gonna let him take the fall for that because you want to be a pervert. You was gonna let that man take the fall for this. Your next door neighbor, which I'm pretty much sure y'all probably some kind of acquaintance or homeboys. I'm gonna say acquaintance because I don't know y'all homeboy, but y'all may be homeboys or whatever the case may be. You was gonna let that man take that fall because you want to be a pervert. Now that right there pisses me off. But he ain't the only one. You got a lot of people like that. They do shit, and if somebody else get blamed for it, they not gonna come out and say, hey, they ain't had nothing to do with it. A lot of folks like him will let other people, especially people that they know, take the fall for this. They will. And if I was that neighbor, next time he see this dude or we get a chance to talk to him, I let him have it, man. I said, bro, you got me fucked up, man. You got me caught up in some shit that you've been doing this whole time. I stay next door to you, motherfucker, and I'm finna get in trouble for you. And the whole time you got this girl here with you. But my name and my picture getting plastered on Google and all over the place because they think I'm taking this girl. And your punk ass stay right next door to me. That's sad, man. That is so sad. The way we do people, man. The way we do people. And this is why I say a lot of people do shit to other people, put people in different situations, and think that shit is cool to let people take the fall for something you done did. And some people will laugh at it because they didn't get caught. But as soon as the shit happened to them, like I asked y'all the question, how many of y'all done had somebody do that? They go around and do all type of fuck shit and get people involved in shit. And think it's funny and cool to get people involved in their shit. But when it happened to them, look how fast they play victim. I don't know why people doing me like that. I don't know why this happening to me. It's called karma. That's what it's called. It's called what goes around comes around. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. What goes around comes around. And sometimes when it come back around, it hit your ass 10 times harder. That's why the wise men and wise women back in the day would tell you, you got to look at the person in the mirror and fix the person in the mirror. Let me say that again. The wise men and wise women back in the day says, you got to look in the mirror and you got to fix the person in the mirror. If you got all these dark clouds following you on a daily basis and you got all this stuff going wrong with you, you need to look at the person in the mirror. Once you fix that person in the mirror, some of them dark clouds will start going away. Amen? But don't sit up here and do all this, creating all these dark clouds, fucking up other people's lives, or getting other people involved in your bullshit, or however you want to call it. But then wondering why the shit come back knocking at your door. Because like they said, karma is a bitch. And she don't give a damn. He or she, whoever karma is, they don't give a damn. When it's your turn, karma will come knocking. You can run from it all you want to. But the only way to solve the problem with karma, you got to face karma. Amen? You got to face karma. You can't run from karma. You got to face her and him. All right? Right, Cammy. Thank you. Thank you. And see, and this young lady too, I don't know if karma visits young children. I don't know if people say that karma come back on children. So I'm going to try to refrain from saying that. But I would say to this young lady right here, I hope she looked deep in the heart at herself in the mirror and look at what happened here and say to herself, you know what? This could end up much worse than what happened. This could end up worse than what actually had happened. And I hope she look and say, I got a grandma that loves me. Not only my dad is gone, but that was her son. So we both hurting. But she loved me enough to take me in and care for me, when probably nobody else would have done it. Because still now, I don't know what's going on with this girl mom. I ain't heard nothing about the mom. I haven't heard nothing about the mom. Okay? But your grandmama loved you enough, young lady, to take you in after you lost your dad and her son. And I think anybody should be grateful for that. You might not understand at 11, but trust me, when you get older and you see what your grandma trying to show you, I promise you, you're going to appreciate it. You're going to appreciate it. Now, I don't know what this man did with you or tried to do with you. You was in his house, and I'm scared to even find out. I'm scared to even find out. And I'm hoping they get a rape kit test done. If they could do that to minors, I don't know. But I hope they do. But in all, again, I am so happy that she's been found. And she did not get sold off in a traffic ring. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. And my heart goes out to that grandma. My heart goes out to that grandma, to the point that I didn't want to cry, because it reminded me of my grandma. My grandma gone. She still got hers. At 11 years old, she still got her grandma. And I can see in her grandmother, she's trying her best. At least that's what she's putting on the cameras. She's trying her best. But it seems like now she don't know what to do, because this had happened twice. And I believe they would scare anybody if their child got out twice. At both times, she ended up with a grown-ass man. That shit is scary and terrifying. And it probably make her feel like she a failure. It probably make her feel like she's a failure. But grandma, I don't put this on you. I mean, I don't blame this on you. I don't. You can only do so much. You can. And if you talking to her and she's still doing this, I mean, I don't know what more you can do. I don't. But at least you recognize that she is dealing with something. She is. And it comes from her losing her dad. And I understand it. I understand it. So it says right here, guys, in Missouri City, Texas. And if y'all haven't, please hit that thumbs up for your boy. Appreciate you. And thank y'all for listening. Here it is. And it says in Missouri City, Texas, investigators are pushing back against the question of why two men who had nothing to do with a child abduction were the focus of an Amber Alert last Friday. And that is a good question. How did that happen? That is a good question. And why would the family label them as the two suspects? And who's the family? Because all we know about is grandma. So who's the family? All right. If I could find a grandma, I would reach out to her. I would. I would love to talk to her. Seriously, I would. Missouri City Police Department Chief Michael Berezin, I guess, told ABC 13 in a phone call the focus should be on how his officers along the Houston Police Department and the FBI were able to locate the correct suspect and the missing girl hours after the initial Amber Alert was issued. And I agree with that too. So it's split down the middle. I agree with that too. That should be the focus. This Jose dude, Paniagua, whatever his name is 27 years old. Is currently in the Harris County Jail charged with aggravated sexual assault of a child. HPD and FBI found Paniagua. I don't know how to say this shit. I had to listen to it again. And the 11-year-old girl at home that the suspect shared with his family. Oh, so he did stay with his mama. Oh, Christ. He did stay with his mama or his parents. So y'all mean to tell me, man, y'all didn't see this, well, I guess y'all was asleep when he did this, but yep. if he ever get out of jail, I don't know about them, but if he ever get out of jail, I would tell him, you got to go, bro. You got to go. I am not housing no pedophiles in my house. You my son, I love you, but that shit you did right there, I don't want no part of it, man. You got to go. That's embarrassing, man. That's embarrassing. You brought that shit to my house and probably got thinking people we over here sex trafficking children and shit, man. You ain't finna ruin my name. You not. And by the way, you 27 years old anyway. You should have been at the house, but we've been courteous to let you stay here. And this is how you repay us back, bring 11-year-old to our house? Like this shit is cool? Nah, bro, you gotta go. You gotta go. Preach, you gotta go. That's one of the lowest of the lowest you could do to somebody stay in their house is bringing minors in their house. And housing minors, knowing damn well all of us is grown. And your ass is 27 years old. That's so fucking disrespectful to me. And I just get on an Amber Alert. Your punk ass see she was on an Amber Alert. And we sitting up here worrying about where this girl that hope she being fine, but the whole time, asshole, you got this girl in our house. Or you had her in our house. Hey, you gotta go, bro. You gotta go. And you ain't got 30 days. You got 30 minutes. You gotta go, man. He gotta go. Anyway, HPD FBI found the 11-year girl at a home that the suspect shared with his family in the 7700 block of Avenue B on Friday afternoon. However, he was never the focus of an Amber Alert. Initially on Friday morning, Missouri City Police issued an Amber Alert with a photo of the girl and man named Daniel Diaz, who lives in the Southwest Houston. A few hours later, Missouri City Police put out a new flyer with a new Daniel Diaz. That man also had nothing to do with the case, but did live next door to the suspect on Avenue B. Missouri City Police then put out a surveillance video of the truck which the girl left in. Fortunately, that truck was correctly connected to the actual suspect. Neighbors said the truck belongs to his mom. On Monday, Berezin told ABC 13 over the phone that the two men named Daniel Diaz should have been called persons of interest instead of suspects. He said there would be some retraining of his officers in that respect. Berezin also wants to retain his officers to not speak to the media on these matters until a suspect has been clearly identified. Berezin said his investigators were given the name Daniel Diaz by the victim's grandmother. Okay, but then y'all saying family though. So okay, which one is it, man? Is it the family who said it, or was it the grandma? Or y'all just saying it's his grandma's family, y'all just using the term family? Which one is it, man? Berezin said the investigators were given the name Daniel Diaz by the victim's grandmother. ABC 13 reached out to the grandmother, but has not received a response. They reached out to the grandma, but she ain't said nothing. ABC 13 contacted one of the Daniel Diaz, and spoke to the mother of the other Diaz. Both men were frustrated, and they should. But one was upset enough that he contacted a lawyer, and maybe he probably should have. They life could have been fucked up behind this, man. Meanwhile, the case of Jose, the actual suspect, is now being handled by the HPD. It is now being handled by the HPD. Captain 117, so he must have been in contact with Imani or with it. Kathy, I had no idea how this story got twisted and turned the way that it did. Unless somehow, I really don't know how Discord really works, because I'm in a Discord myself, but it's about we talking about like old video game and stuff like this, about a football game or something like that. And they do have avatars on there I don't think Minimum is really using their real faces unless it's animated, but they do got their names and stuff right there. All right. But I guess the only way I can see that how she probably thought it was them, maybe she looked at the thread or how they was communicating and got them names. I don't know. I don't. I know of Discord, but I don't know every ins and outs of Discord. I just know how to really message and click on different stuff to see who's talking about what in what thread. But to know everything about Discord, I don't know everything about it because I don't use it like that. I'm just now really starting back using it. And that's because to talk about the football and stuff. But other than that, though, I don't even know half of how Discord works. I don't. But apparently she do. So I guess on the grandma can come out and explain how she named them two guys as the person or persons who this girl's supposed to be with. Only she can explain that. Now I do find it odd now that they have reached out to her about this and she's not saying nothing now. I do find it odd. But then again, maybe she's still trying to calm down from what happened. I don't know. Maybe she's still trying to calm down. Or it could be a possibility she may be embarrassed about all this. She may be. And that's understandable. She may be embarrassed about all this. I don't know. But only she can explain that. Only she can. So far as how these guys' name got put out there, how their names got put out there, I can't explain that. I mean, it's a mystery to me as well. I don't know. I have no idea. But I do know one thing though. Them men name could have got fucked up behind all this. They could have. Right, Tony, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you don't know really which way to go with this. You don't. If you go on Facebook, if you got Facebook and type this girl name is and see the threads on there, everybody's saying the same thing. This story is suspect. Something ain't right with this story. It's suspect. All right? And again, a couple people saying maybe this girl has suicidal thoughts too because of the scars on her wrist. But the whole thing is crazy. It really is crazy. What up, Flower? What up, Sarah? Ms. D said maybe she went into the girl's social media account. That's what I'm saying. Unless she's seen the thread of her talking to them or some of the case may be, that's the only way I can see that she make her pinpoint them out. Maybe she saw the conversation thread. But if that's the case, though, then she would have seen him too. She should have seen him too. This Jose dude, she should have seen him too. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm dumbfounded like y'all are. I'm dumbfounded. But at the end of the day, this baby need help. And I hope she get it. And I hope grandma is able to talk her into getting help or getting them counseling, wherever is necessary to get this young lady on the right track. Whatever she need to do deemed necessary to get her on the right track. Grandma, please do it. Because if this happen again, you may not see her again. And I know you probably don't want to hear nobody say that. But usually third time, you won't see him again. So I'm hoping you're doing everything that you can to get this baby some help. Wherever she's dealing with, hopefully she'll open up to you or open up to somebody else and tell them what's really going on with her. And maybe they can guide her in the right direction where she won't at least do this no more with grown ass men. That's all I can say to the grandma. Right, Flower, right. That's all I can say to the grandma. You know, I mean, do what you feel is necessary, man. Do what you feel is necessary. And hopefully you got people that will back you up. If she do have other family members that's seeing this and everything, hopefully they will back you up in helping getting this girl some help. Because y'all need it more than anything. So I mean, until then, I guess for starters, the internet, you might need to cut that down. You might not, but that's up to you. Maybe have it on for a certain time of the day where she can do her schoolwork or whatever. And at a certain time, man, shut it down. All them devices where she got the 4G or 5G and all this stuff on it, hey, get it from her. Shut it down. Hey, get some more alarms put on the windows, because they said she got out the window and tied some blankets together and she climbed out the window. That's how she went and got with him the first time. Or this, yeah, I don't know if it was the first time or this time. But allegedly she tied up some sheets together, climbed out the window, and left with this dude. So for those y'all just coming in, I'm gonna play this.
City police are.
I'm gonna play this for y'all. Let y'all hear this. Then I got something else I want to play. And that's all I got. I mean, that's all I got. That's all I can really just say about this. You know, and this asshole right here. Hey, whatever he get, that's what you get, man. You sit on your big overgrown ass, man, with this 11-year-old girl, man. You fucking pervert.
Pushing back against questions of why two men who had nothing to do with a child abduction were the focus of an Amber Alert on Friday. The police department says the focus should instead be on how officers were able to locate the correct suspect and the missing girl just hours later. ABC 13's Maya Shea is live at the Harris County Jail, where the person who police say is the correct suspect is being held. Maya.
That's right. That suspect is in the Harris County Jail right now. And I should say I talked on the phone with the Missouri City Police Chief, who told me that he wants the focus to be on the fact that the officers were able to locate the 11-year-old girl. As for why they put two individuals who had nothing to do with this crime out on Amber Alerts, he said it was actually the girl's family who pointed that way to police. This is a mugshot of Jose Paniagua, the 27-year-old charged with aggravated sexual assault of a child. Investigators found Paniagua and the 11-year-old here at a home on Avenue B on Friday afternoon. But it's what happened Friday morning that's got people confused. Initially, the 11-year-old's grandmother reported her missing and pleaded for her return.
I want her home. I want her to know that we love her. We're not mad at her. We understand her pain. We understand what's going on.
Missouri City Police then put out an Amber Alert with a photo of a girl and of a man named Daniel Diaz. The man's mother told me they were shocked when they saw his photo in the news. A while later, police put out a new flyer with the new Daniel Diaz. That man also had nothing to do with the case, but he did live next door to the suspect. Missouri City Police then put out a surveillance video of the truck, which neighbors say actually does belong to Paniagua's mother. Eventually, Houston Police and FBI were able to help Missouri City Police find the 11-year-old and arrest Paniagua. Reached on the phone today, the Missouri City Police Chief told me they should have just called the men persons of interest instead of suspects. But he says he's focused on the positive outcome, that the 11-year-old was found. As for the two pictures that were sent out, at least one of the Daniel Diaz's is now talking to a lawyer.
City police are pushing back against questions of what.
Miss D, you said something I just caught. You said something I just caught. You said maybe he was using their pictures. You know what? That's a good observation. He probably was. And see, if it does come out to be that, then yes, his name need to get lawyer up and get his punk ass for that. All right. But we don't know that yet till the facts come out. But that's a good observation. I didn't think about that. He probably used them guys' pictures. And that probably made grandma say that's them. Possibly. I'm saying possibly. Possibly. So if it does come out and they say that's what he did, he used their photos, then I won't be surprised now. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. That man right there is a piece of shit. He is. But they say he been charged with aggravated sexual assault. So does that necessarily mean that he did do something with her? Or that's the only charge they could pin on him because he with a minor? I'm curious about that. Did he touch her and try to penetrate her? Or are they hitting him with that because he was with a minor? Maybe some of y'all can help me understand that. Maybe some of y'all can help me understand that. Why they hitting him with sexual assault. But before we go, guys, I want to play one more thing for y'all. And that'll be it. That'll be it right there. This security guard, he spoke out about what he saw that night.
Good evening to you. I'm Tom Ziska. We are glad to have you with us. We begin tonight with continued coverage of the story of Imani Stevens, the Missouri City girl who was reported missing but later found.
Avita, what that man just say right there? They talking about who now?
Tonight with continued coverage of the story of Imani Stevens.
Avita, let me play that one more time. What name did this man just say?
Begin tonight with continued coverage of the story of Imani Stevens, the Missouri.
Oh. Did I just hear him say Imani Stevens? Well, you told me please stop continuing using her name. This was just 2 days ago or a day ago. So again, why should I stop? Why should anybody stop using her name when her name has already been out there? And I'm not shooting no shade at you. I get what you're trying to say. But this was just a day and two ago. He just said the same thing. Imani Stevens. So ma'am, it's too late for that. It's too late for that to talk about stop using her name. It's too late for that. Her name all over the place.
We begin tonight with continued coverage of the story of Imani Stevens, the Missouri City girl who was reported missing but later found safe this week. Fox 26's Sherman DeSalle is live with us after speaking with a security guard who saw her that night she was taken. Sherman.
Yeah, good evening, Tom. We're not sure. Police have not identified the person responsible for taking the 11-year-old Imani Stevens from her home early Friday morning. But we did speak to someone who was thankful he was on watch that night. He says he feels like...
Oh, and he just said it. He just said it. So, you know, I mean, but you told me to stop. Please stop continuing using her name. Okay.
Being paid. Around 2 a.m., Hector Adame was on an overnight shift as a security guard in the Dry Creek Village neighborhood when he spotted something suspicious. A silver Dodge pickup was circling on the block.
All of a sudden, he got out of the truck, walked across the street into the lady's yard. As soon as he went to a dark spot in the corner, then him and a little girl emerged from that little dark spot.
That's when Hector knew something was wrong. He called the police, who had just missed the silver pickup by a few seconds when they arrived. Police started knocking on doors, trying to figure out which home the little girl, later identified as 11-year-old Imani Stevens, came out of.
I can almost imagine my son, if something like that would have happened to my son, somebody take him at 2 or 3 in the morning, I'd be devastated.
Thankfully, after an extensive search by the FBI and local police, Imani was found. Her grandmother tells Fox 26 she believes the girl was influenced by an older man she met online a couple weeks before. For Hector, helping Imani was personal, not just as a father, but as a survivor.
2000, I was shot. This guy picked me up, he took me to the hospital, dropped me off, didn't know who he was. He was my guardian angel. He's the one that saved my life. So I feel that if he did that for me, I owe something. So anytime I can do something to help somebody, I'll do it.
Amen, amen. Amen, amen.
Hector Adama, he also said that he spoke to Imani's grandmother, who was thankful that he spoke up that night. We also spoke with her off camera. She says that right now she's just focusing on getting her grandbaby some help. Sherman DeSalle, Fox 26 News.
And Grandma, I hope you do get us some help. I really do. I'm rooting for you that you get us some help. You know, I think we all in the chat room who's listening now, and even yesterday, we all rooting for you that young Imani does get some help because she need it. She need it bad. She need it real bad, ma'am. All right. And if you see this, hey, my platform is open. I would love to talk to you, you know, because, listening to you, again, you remind me so much of my grandmama. She had a big helping hand in raising me, and I miss that woman dearly to this day. I know she couldn't live forever, but just imagine if she could live forever. You know, hey, everything would still be all good. But we know everybody can't live forever. I guess we all got our time that we got to go. But see, this baby still got you, though. All right? And one day she will appreciate the fact what you have done for her and what you're going to continue to do for her. Because not only for the love of your son, but the love of his daughter, which is your granddaughter. All right? So, ma'am, I'm rooting for you. Get this baby some help. All right? And the money, you can come back from this, baby. You can. But I want you to understand, even at 11 years old, forever action, that's the opposite reaction. Okay? Let me say it again, young lady. Forever action, that's the opposite reaction. And you should see that now, or what happened with this case. All right? And on that note, guys, I'm out. Love y'all. Be safe out there. Peace.